Hello, all you lovely people, and welcome to another video of mine. In today's video, you've guessed it right. As you can see on screen, I'm going to be talking about PlayStation Plus membership because they just released the initial list of games that are going to be available with the extra and the premium tier membership levels. Now, first of all, what exactly is this? This is if you're familiar with Xbox Game Pass, then you're going to feel right at home because it's a very similar subscription service from PlayStation, which is going to give you access to hundreds of games that you can choose from at just a monthly, quarterly, or annual fee. Now, as far as the launch dates go, let's first take a look at the launch dates. Now, in the US or the Americas, the launch is tentatively going to be around the 13th of June. Yes, I'm right, 13th of June. And in the Asian markets, excluding Japan, it's going to come earlier on the 23rd of May. Yippee-yi. All right. Now, apart from that, in terms of the pricing and what it has to offer, let's first go through that, starting with the Essential. Now, the Essential is the same PlayStation Plus membership that you currently have, so I'm not going to talk much about this. Now, it's the same logic, or this is the same offering. You get like one PlayStation 5 game free every single month. You get some exclusive discounts, and you also have access to the initial library of games that were offered with the PlayStation Plus, like God of War, Uncharted, Bloodborne, Mortal Kombat 10. So all those games, they're still going to be available on your PlayStation Plus Essential. And that's basically it. Even in terms of pricing, it pretty much stays the same. And I'm going to talk about that just in a short bit. Here you go. $9.99 per month and $59.99 on an annual basis. So that's your PlayStation Plus Essential. Everything as you know it, just the way it is right now. All right. So let's move over to the two tiers, which actually is going to be interesting because these are the new tiers that are offering the library of games that you're looking forward to. So PlayStation Plus Extra is the first one of it. Now, in terms of pricing, I think they've priced this really sweet, and that's sitting at $14.99 per month and $99.99 annually. Now, if I really have to talk about how much it costs in India, I don't mean to make you folks jealous, but the Indian pricing of this particular tier happens to be only $65, 65 US dollars. If I really have to convert how much it costs here in India to the US dollar, it's just $65, which is comparatively cheaper. Yippee-yay. But what do you get with PlayStation Plus Extra? Now, here it says that it adds a catalog of over 400 of the most enjoyable PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Now, some of these games have already been, the game list has already been released, but it's not the exhaustive list because I just counted from the PlayStation Plus Extra and the premium catalogs. In the Extra, I've counted the list that Sony has released officially adds up to say about 62 or 65 games. Now, please note that this is the initial list of games. This is not the exhaustive list. So over a period of time, of course, we will get to know what are the games that are going to be made available with the PlayStation Plus Extra, because here they're boasting of over 400. Now, there's a slight little asterisk there, and that's something that you have to keep in mind. Now, I think the asterisk is there simply because of the fact that at launch, you're going to have around maybe lesser titles than that. But at the peak of it, you are going to be able to enjoy 400 game titles. And that's quite a lot. That says a lot with the PlayStation Plus Extra. And in terms of the type of games that you can actually expect on PlayStation Plus Extra, you've got some big ones there, like Miles Morales Spider-Man. You've got Returnal. You have got The Last of Us. You've got Uncharted was already there, but they have also included Uncharted The Lost Legacy in this one here. And apart from that, apart from the Sony Interactive Studios or the PlayStation Studios, you even have third-party partners, and you're finally going to have games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Well, that's really, really good. And apart from that, you're going to have games like Resident Evil, Soul Calibur 6. You're even going to have Mortal Kombat 11. Now, it doesn't say Ultimate version here, so I'm just guessing that it's the base version. But hey, you've got Mortal Kombat 11 now included in the PlayStation Plus Extra. So far, they have released a list of around 62 to 65 games. All right. I am confident that they are going to increase this game library and you're going to have access to those 400 titles that they claim that it's going to offer. In terms of pricing, I think it's sweetly priced at $99.99. Let's move on to the next tier, which is your PlayStation Plus Premium. Now, the PlayStation Plus Premium is not exactly called Premium here in India. There's a reason why it's not called Premium here in India. It has a different name. It's called Deluxe here in India. Now, the reason why it's called Deluxe is to make that differentiation, because in markets like India, we don't have access to cloud gaming. And there are aspects of PlayStation Plus Premium membership last year, which has some of the titles which are only going to be playable via the cloud or via streaming. And therefore, they had to make that distinction. And the final tier here in India is actually called PlayStation Plus Deluxe. But hey, if you're watching this in the US, then it's going to be PlayStation Plus Premium for you lovely folks. Now, that's going to come at $119.99. So if I have to round it off, $120 annually. Now, $17.99, I believe it's sweetly priced. It's not pricing which is going to disrupt the market. And I'm going to talk about that when compared to Game Pass and how that is priced and what it has to offer as well. So I'm going to obviously make that comparison, since this is a video about subscriptions. Now, what does this have to offer? Now, it has everything that you have in the PlayStation Plus Essential, on the PlayStation Plus Extra, and on top of that, you even have access to some classic titles. So you've got the classic games catalog. And here, if you take a look at this membership, what it says is that with this, in addition to that 400 games that we saw in PlayStation Plus Extra, they say that you have another 340 additional games, including PS3 games via cloud streaming. So unfortunately, this is not going to be available in India. Boo, 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 hoo. All right. And apart from that, you're also going to have classic titles from the PlayStation 2 and even PlayStation Portable generations. So that's going to be available here in India as well. But in the USA, everything's available. Wow. And as far as what are the kind of titles that you can expect on this, the classic titles, then you have some pretty popular titles like Ape Escape. You have Siphon Filter from the first party studio, PlayStation Studio, or you have games like Tekken 2, Worms, Armageddon. And if you go back to the classic games catalog or remasters, then you have games like Jak 2, Jak 3, you've got Jak and Dexter, you've even got Bulletstorm, the full clip edition, and Borderlands as well. Now that's quite something. And apart from that, you've got original PS3 games via streaming. So this is via the cloud. So these titles are not going to be available here in India. But you've got titles like Infamous 2. You've got titles like Resistance 3. And even Devil May Cry, the HD collection, is going to be available. Now, it's too bad that we don't have these titles here in India. But hey, if you are in the US, you're going to enjoy all these games that you see on your screen right now. Not only this, they claim that you are going to have access to hundreds of games. This is just the initial list of titles that they have officially released. So this game library will keep on piling up, and they will keep adding more titles over a period of time. And only with the passage of time will we get to know the quality of games that are being added. Now, how does this compare to Xbox Game Pass? And does this dethrone the current, you could say, champ? Because that's the only subscription that we've got as far as console gaming goes, even PC. But we're talking about consoles only right now. Now, in my personal opinion, it definitely does not dethrone Xbox Game Pass, because there are a few things which are different. Now, the pricing, for instance, let's start off with that. The pricing is very similar, but it's not as expensive as the PlayStation Plus Premium tier. So it's slightly cheaper, because with discounts, you can get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for roughly about $105 to $106 in the US. And that is really competitive, because with that pricing, you get access to over 500 games. And that's including EA Play. And that is another differentiation between these two subscriptions. There is no mention of EA Play here. So it's very likely that you still have to get EA Play separately when you buy the PlayStation Plus subscriptions. But with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you have EA Play included. That means you get access to hundreds of games from EA. And with those games included, you have close to, say, about 500 games today. So it's already quite a huge library. All right. Now, apart from that, games go back to the original Xbox as well, as far back as the original Xbox. And that is incredible. So backwards compatibility is incredible. And the way they have implemented this is it's completely downloadable and you can play it. So unlike the premium tier, where some of the games are only accessible via streaming or via the cloud, when it comes to Xbox Game Pass, well, you can download all of them. So that's like a big difference, especially for somebody here in India or people like me here in India. We get access to all those 500 titles that we can download and play and enjoy. Apart from that, EA Play is also that which sets it apart. And we already know the list of games, which are there. The biggest change, perhaps, and this is the biggest differentiating factor, and the icing on the cake, you could say, from Xbox's side, is day one launch. Now, I was just playing Outriders recently. In fact, I just finished it. And I remember Outriders being available on day one on Xbox Game Pass. You've got some fantastic titles like Forza, Halo, and all these games were available day one. Now, that is something that Sony, unfortunately, is not going to be doing. But I just hope they do look into this. But Sony's strategy is different. I kind of appreciate that. But let me know in the comment section as to how awesome it would be if you get to see God of War Ragnarok on Sony's subscription tiers, like the premium subscription tier. If that had God of War Ragnarok on day one, wouldn't that be amazing? But right now, that's not the case. So that is, I think, one of the biggest differentiating factors between Xbox Game Pass and your Sony subscription, and that is your day one game launches. And heading into 2023 and even late 2022, there are going to be a lot of exclusive games that are going to be launched in Xbox or on Xbox's platform. So you can kind of look forward to the Xbox Game Pass library only increasing further. So answering the question again, is it going to dethrone or disrupt Xbox Game Pass? I certainly don't think so. Now, there are a lot of things that Xbox has nailed over a period of time, and they've learned from their experiences. And the kind of games that are available in the library, they're really high quality games. It's not like, they have some indie titles only. They are AAA titles that are available on Xbox Game Pass. And it's just an awesome game library and such a great value for money for anybody who is into gaming, who is even stepping into gaming. You're literally spoiled for choice with Xbox Game Pass. Now, I'm not an Xbox fanboy. I'm not a PlayStation fanboy either. I am just an average consumer, just like you. And this competition is great for us gamers, because healthy competition always leads to benefits for us consumers. So Sony, well, thank you so much for taking out these extra and the premium tiers. And only time will tell as to how it stacks up against Xbox Game Pass. But right now, it cannot dethrone Xbox Game Pass for the value for money that it has to offer. But hey, if you want to take a look at the list of games, then I'm going to put up the same links that you see on screen in the description box as well. So check them out in your own sweet time. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments as well. And share your experiences as to what you feel about Sony's extra and premium membership tiers. And hey, no hate, please, in the comments. At the end of the day, like I told you, just an average gamer, an average consumer, just like you folks. And we get to benefit from this healthy competition. So I would greatly appreciate it if you could share some healthy words in the comment section. And if you like the content, then do hit that like and subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps my channel grow, helps with the YouTube algorithm. And I would also appreciate your comments as well. I look forward to them after I post every single video of mine. Now, in case you want to get notified with all my latest videos, you may want to hit that bell icon as well. Now, with that said, it's a wrap for this one. I'll see you lovely folks in my next video. Until that time, I'll say take care, stay safe, and may God bless you all.